What is up, everyone? Jeremy here. Welcome to another 2-Minute Tone Tuesday video, the video series dedicated to showing you how to create some killer tones in 2 minutes or less. In this video, I'm going to show you how I put together two tones that closely resemble the tone on VOLA'S latest album, Witness. And so real quick, before we get into the tone breakdown, I do want to send out a huge thank you to Vola for offering their creator packs on their Bandcamp website. In these packs, they actually offer the original stems from a couple of the tracks off of the album. I grabbed one of them, and this was my reference for putting together this tone, and it helped a ton. So thank you. All right, so let's go ahead and start breaking down these tones. Let's get the 2-minute clock going, and here we go. So, like I mentioned, there are two different tones you're going to hear. The first uses NeuralDSO Abasi, and the other is the Cali Suite. And I did this because I didn't feel like either of them truly matched the original guitars perfectly, so I figured I would experiment a little bit, and I ended up with two tones that are somewhat close, not perfect. But here we go. And so how did I do this? I used the original guitar stems from the album, and this is what they sound like. So that is a sample of the actual guitar stem off of the album. So the first tone is Abasi, as I mentioned, and this is it. We're going to run through it here. So you can see I am using the Pathos pedal. You can see the settings here. We're pulling back a lot of bass, boosting up a lot of mids, and those are the settings. So going into the amp, we have these settings you can see there, and then there is a bit of EQ happening here, just again to try and match that guitar stem from the album. And then that is the IR section. Now, this is doing something I don't typically do, and this is on both amp sims. I pulled one of the microphones way back to try and get more of an ambient room sound, because as I was listening to the stems, especially soloed on one side, it really sounded like there was a room IR in there. So that's why I pulled the mic back. So that is the Abasi, and here is what Abasi sounds like. As I mentioned, it's pretty close. And the other one I have is the Cali Suite. And here's what it looks like. So we are using the hex drive with those settings there. We're using, obviously, the Cali Suite with the settings you can see on the screen there. And then here are the IRs, and it's a little bit of a reverse on these IRs here, but you can see the same effect pulling one of the mics back to get that room sound. And this is what it sounds like. So there you go. I think I maybe went a couple seconds over 2 minutes, but that gives you everything to reproduce these tones if you have either the Abasi or the Cali Suite. Now, what do these tones sound like in the context of the original mix? Well, I'm going to play it for you right now so that you can hear it, but I am not going to play every single bit of the original mix, because if I do that, I believe I'm going to get a copyright strike from Google on the video, and I don't want that. So I'm going to do the drums, the bass, and my guitar tracks in here, and hopefully that won't give me a hit with the copyright strike. But here we go. So I'm going to solo the drums, I'm going to solo the bass, and then I'm going to solo my guitar tracks. And here is what I'm going to start with the Abasi. So here's what the Abasi sounds like in the context of the original mix, again, without the effects and the synths and all of that. Okay, so that is the Abasi, and just so you can hear what it sounds like with the original actual stems from the album, this is the original guitar tracks from the album. And here what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch back and forth from the original guitar tracks to the Abasi so you can hear the difference. So you can hear, I mean, it's pretty close. It's not perfect, but it is pretty damn close. All right, so let's do the same thing with the Cali Suite here. So here is the Cali Suite. All right, I'm gonna do the same thing, switching between the original actual guitar tracks from the album and the Cali Suite. So we're gonna start with the actual guitar track from the album, and here it is. So there you go. As you can see, they are not a one-to-one match to the actual guitar tracks on the album. Obviously, I don't have the same guitar, I don't have the same pickups, I don't have the same, preamp or whatever they used. And I know for a fact that they did use the Line 6 Helix native software on the album, and I have not purchased it. I've tried it in the past. I wasn't thrilled with it, so I never purchased it, and that's what they use on the album. So obviously all this is completely different hardware, completely different software and emulations, but overall I feel like these tones got pretty damn close to the original guitar track sound and tone on the album. So if you're looking for that Vola sound, there are a couple tones and a couple ways on how to get pretty damn close to it if you have Abasi or the Cali suite. All right, everyone, with that, we're gonna wrap up this video. If you like this video, you like this content, and you think I got pretty close with the tones, go ahead and hit that like button down below. Consider subscribing to my channel for more like this in the future so you do not miss out. Hit that bell so you're notified when I upload those new videos. Hit the comments and let me know your thoughts on this video and the tones. And as always, thank you for watching and thank you for your support.